I'm asking you to take a few minutes to watch this video and understand what sexual abuse victims face as a father, a husband, a brother, a son, and a man. Those who blame victims for their abuse aren't men. They aren't serving God. They're a danger to victims, and a danger to communities, and a danger to godly influences. They serve predators and the god of predators, the devil. You're a man. It's time to be dangerous to other men who prey upon women and children, and it's time to be dangerous to men who enable predators. Victims aren't to blame for their abuse. Their abusers are. It's time to make Utah a dangerous place for abusers. Watch Elder Richard G. Scott try to blame victims for their abuse, and understand this. He made Utah safe for predators.
The victim must do all in his or her power to stop the abuse. Most often the victim is innocent because of being disabled by fear or the power or authority of the offender. At some point in time, however, the Lord may prompt a victim to recognize a degree of responsibility for abuse.
Here's another man who thinks like Elder Richard G. Scott. His name is David Lee Hamblin, and this is what he and his friends did to his daughter.
Later, James, David, Joe, Paul, and the other men entered the teepee. Linda moved, and James sat on the center seat at the head of the teepee on the throne-type area they had set up. He was relentless and tried to make me confess that all my life I had sought to beguile men, that every single rape or like act I myself alone was responsible for. I had called it in to myself. I had wanted it, they said, and I had summoned it to me from the time I was a baby until now. I had to own that truth, he said. David would interject with many stories of where I had played the victim. Everyone laughed and mocked me. I tried to respond, but much of the time I could not form the words. I was told this was happening to me because I wouldn't own this truth, and that if I was truly repentant and honest, all the vomiting and pain would stop and I would be healed instantly. Finally, when I wasn't responding the way they wanted me to, they got angry. They said it was time, and David stood up and dragged me a little closer to James. James closed his eyes and held his arms up and began calling various spirits into him and to the group. The men began beating their drums and instruments, and James began singing and chanting. David undid his belt buckle and said I had betrayed his trust, mocked his authority, and that I had resisted him too many times. Lynn and another woman undressed me while he ranted. He held his arms up in a V like James and called spirits into him. Then he began raping me vaginally. As he was finished, I felt the urge to throw up again. I tried to stop it, but could not. It got on the blanket by me and in the dirt. David spanked me hard on my bottom over and over. Then he grabbed the vomit and some dirt and forced it in my mouth and smeared it all over my face and spanked me violently again and again. Then he started praising Lucifer for his blessings and power and thanking him for showing me my place. They left me naked for what seemed like a long time. I kept my eyes closed, hoping they would forget about me. Then I was dressed again. I do not know by whom. I was afraid to open my eyes.
This is what Christ has to say about the matter. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. It's millstone season, men. It's time to make Utah safe for children and women. It's time for Utah men, be it husbands, fathers, brothers, sons, or boyfriends, to be dangerous to men who would enable abusers to prey upon women and children. It's time to be dangerous in order to make Utah safe. It's time to stand against those who would enable sexual predators, even if they are high-ranking members of your church and your community. Be dangerous, men. Women and children are depending on you to make Utah less safe for the likes of David Lee Hamblin and others who prey upon women and children. Call your elected representatives and remind them that they work for you, and remind them that you are dangerous to their continued power if they don't start working for you instead of going easy on sexual predators. Be men. Be dangerous. Remember, predators are watching for weakness.
If I thought the father was a threat, I would not approach the child.
Be dangerous, men. Weakness has a price, and that price is the safety of women and children. Don't be the reason a predator feels safe.